aggressive business negotiator. So this episode actually comes from Shark Tank. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Please like and subscribe so we can continue to help you. So if you see my eyes glancing away, just know I'm watching this video at the same time and we're going to edit it in together. But I'm going to tell you the tactics that Mark Cuban does and what you need to be careful of that businessmen will use against you. So one of the tactics Mark Cuban does is you'll say, look, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to decide. So in this particular clip, there's these two guys and I watched a part of it. They apparently have a new way to design trophies and Mark Cuban is interested. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward to the 2:17 mark, watch it, and we're going to see what exactly Cuban does. He ends up getting the deal, but I'm going to tell you what these guys should have countered him with. Again, these are my opinions based off some information I know. I can be wrong, but let's go ahead and take a look.
Make you an offer. I'll give you $600,000 for 25% of the business. And my value is to...
So we have Kevin O'Leary is the first one making them an offer for $600,000 for 25% stake. So let's go on.
Easy.
Well, wait a minute. What do you want the money for, and what is it that you need?
So now Lori Grenier at 226 is asking them what they need the money for. If you notice, Mark is being quiet. For those of you who don't know, Mark Cuban is a billionaire. He owns the Dallas Mavericks basketball team. He's heavily involved in the sports industry. He owns a basketball team. So
we're looking for a strategic partner, right? We don't want to just...
So the guys just said they're looking for a strategic partner. So Cuban knows his value is high simply because it's not just about money, because he is in the basketball sports world. So right away, they just added value to him indirectly by saying we're looking for a strategic partner. Everybody who you do business with, you want a strategic partner. I've never done business with someone and said, oh, I don't want a strategic partner. Even if someone's giving you money, if they're going to be involved, you would typically, for the most part, want someone who's a strategic partner. So they gave him a little bit too much value by saying that. So let's go on.
Just continue doubling every year. We want a 10x.
Matt, what would the strategic partner bring you?
So Barbara at 234 asked Matt, what would the strategic partner bring you?
So whether it's opening up the doors at arenas.
And at 236, 237, here's where he basically said, Mark, we want you. He says, so whether it's opening up doors at arenas. They know Mark Cuban owns a basketball team. Obviously, he's in the sports world. Their business is trophies. So they just said, basically, Mark, we want you. So now Mark knows he's very valuable. And these are classic rookie mistakes that you make in business deals. You don't give too much value to the person that you're pitching to, because now they've just put him on a pedestal and he knows I'm going to come in here and mop the floor with these guys, right? Because they've just said, well, basically, we're looking for you. So it's like, well, the demand is for you. And Mark's saying, well, if you want me, if you're going to demand me, now I'm going to call the shots. And here's what's going to happen.
For products within the stadiums, right? Commemorative rings.
See, and at 240, he says for product within stadiums. Again, arenas and stadiums. Mark is in the sports world. So they're saying, Mark, we really want you.
Are you here just for Cuban?
I think so.
No, we are not.
And Damon John even said it here at 243, 244. He said, are you just here for Cuban, Mark Cuban? Because he knows, like, you're basically pitching Mark Cuban at this point.
What do you want to do, Mark?
What is Mark doing?
So guys, I mean, I like what you're doing. I like the fact that you're...
So 250, they asked Mark, what are you doing? Mark's being quiet because, again, Mark is staying silent because he's letting them think about it. If Mark comes in, hey, I want to do it, he's going to show too much eagerness. So Mark is strategic by simply sitting back, letting them think about it, because he's letting them know I'm in the one in command and I don't have to speak to try to approve myself to you. You guys are the ones seeking me out because of all the things you just said. So Mark, as a businessman, is smart. He sat back, looked, and said, you guys basically just pitched this to me. So I'm not going to bust out forward and rush. I'm going to take a couple seconds, pause, and let you think about it. Common business tactic. Let's go on.
So guys, I mean, I like what you're doing. I like the fact that you're hustlers, right? And you're looking to touch all the pieces and you're just following the money. The question is 8% isn't enough. I'll make you...
So here's how Mark starts it. At 258, Mark says 8% isn't enough. But prior to that, Mark did a couple of smart business tactics. He says, I like what you're doing. I like that you're hustlers. I like that you're going for the money. You're going for the profits. But 8% is not enough. So he starts off with a compliment. Smart business move. And Mark said, listen, 8% is not enough. But I like what you're doing. They would have heard the negative first. So he starts off with the positive. So he eases into, look, I like all these things you're doing. However, it's not going to be enough for me. So he starts off with the positive. Again, that's a common business tactic Mark is doing.
I'll make you an offer. I'll offer you the $600,000, but I want 17%.
So at 305, Mark says, look, I'll make you an offer. I'll give you the 600,000, but I want 17%. So he essentially wants more than double.
Appreciate the offer. Thank you very
And
much.
it's either a yes or no.
No, I'm going to make you an offer.
So here, at 3:11, Mark says it. He says, look, it's either a yes or a no. And the guys kind of pause and they're quiet. Now, Lori's saying, I want to make an offer at 3:12.
There you go. Then I'm out.
And at 3:14, Mark just said, I'm out. Again, why did Mark do this? These guys messed up by hyping Mark up. And Mark knows his value to them is very high, as being the shark that they want. So they know that Mark is the guy. And Mark knows he's the guy because of what they said. Had they played it off a little cooler, Mark may have not been this aggressive. But again, they added value to him extremely high indirectly by saying, we want someone who opens doors to stadiums, arenas. We want, again, they're adding too much value to Mark. And now Mark's going to use this to his advantage against him. Again, these are common rookie mistakes in business.
Whoa! That was a fast yes or
You didn't
no.
even
Shot
answer.
clock.
That's not fair.
Shot clock.
Shot clock. Whoa,
Mark,
you
they
want to
didn't
hear my
even
offer?
answer her. That's not
Might as well.
fair.
Unless you want to say
Yeah.
yes. You
So
know,
I'll tell you my
so
offer.
It's,
And so at 3:25, again, all the sharks are like, Mark, that's unfair. You know, they didn't even answer her. And the guys are kind of like, if you look at their faces, one of them's pretty nervous. He's like, this doesn't look too good, right?
I'll tell you my
so
offer.
it's your decision, right?
I'll tell you my offer.
Let's take a deal.
Done. Let's go.
So at 3:33, they take the deal. They don't even hear Lori out. Again, so here's what Mark did. Mark gave them the countdown. So he's like, look, you can either take it or leave it. If not, I'm out. And again, Mark knows he can do this because of all the value they added to him. If they would have did their pitch different, like, listen, obviously we would like to work with someone in the sports industry to promote our trophies. However, any shark here can have connections with someone in the sports world, right? Because chances are these are all multimillionaires. You're not telling me they don't know sports arena owners or sports players. Of course they do. So where they messed up was saying, we want all this stuff that Mark fits. But what they could have said was, listen, obviously we would love to work with someone in the sports industry. That's a no-brainer if we're a trophy-based business. However, it is not mandatory that we do so because we believe the other sharks all have connections to someone in the sports world. You see how that pitch is so much different than we need someone to open arenas and do all this. So they're saying, look, Mark, we really want to work with you. However, we have other options because these other sharks may not be a sports arena owner like you, but they may have the connections to get there. And that's what you need to remember in business. Okay? Secondly, when someone gives you one of these offers where, look, you've got 5 seconds to decide right now, not take it or leave it, here's what you can say. You can say, listen, if I represented you as a company rep in a boardroom meeting, would you want me to be pushed around like this from another company's owner or CEO or chairman? Would you be okay with that? Wouldn't it be fair for me to at least hear the other offer to make sure that this is appropriate? And before I accept your offer, can I go over a couple things with you to clarify what you envision doing with the company? Would it be fair for me to ask these things? And again, if I represented you in a company, would it be fair to assume that you would want me to do these things as well? So you see how that changes the dynamic? Because if Mark says no, he looks very foolish, right? Of course he wants someone to not get pushed around like this if they represent him. He's not gonna let someone who works for him get pushed around by another company like this. And of course it's fair to hear everything out to make sure you understand as many details as possible. Of course that's fair. But by them showing a lack of rookie skills, this is what happens. But hey, they ended up getting the deal. I'm sure they're going to make a ton of money. But these are my insights based upon my dealings with business every day and just different experiences I've had and things that I've read. These are some tactics I think they could have did, and they could have maybe got a better deal, or they could have maybe set themselves up to not been pressured so quickly. But hey, if you found this little commentary useful, we ask that you please like and subscribe. We'd look to see you on our next episode. Thank you so much.
Ram wants you to succeed and will continue to bring you unconventional money-making content for free. Leave a comment below, a like, and if you would, subscribe for more money-making tips. Also, take this opportunity for an amazing offer from Webull. 2 free stocks worth up to $1,800. See the link in the description below. They even give Ram a free stock. Everybody wins.